This is one of the most complex aspects of sports card investing and flipping, and that's knowing which sets and which cards to target, because you have over 4,000 different rookie cards available for one decent NFL player, coming from over 50 different NFL sets. So in this video, I'm going to tell you which football card sets will only trip you up on your way to being successful flipping football cards, and we're starting right now. Let's dig in. Welcome to the Football Card Quest. My name is Andy. Now, if you want to learn how to focus in on the best football card sets to target investing and flipping and all other really cool football card stuff, hit that subscribe button, that little bell notification icon, so you don't miss a single step here. I like to equate it to a bodybuilding competition. They're all shredded, they all look great, but choosing a winner out of the entire lot is a very difficult thing to do, and you will get a different answer from one person to the next. And so my opinion is coming from a very analytical perspective, looking at each set and determining which ones have the most amount of profitable cards in them. When I say profitable, I mean cards that jump in eBay recently sold volume and sale price significantly when a player gets hyped up. In these sets that I'm going to talk about today, there are cards within these sets that are desirable, that are liquid, meaning that they are easily bought and sold for a profit whenever a player breaks out. And we see many transactions on them, or few if they're extremely rare. However, we do see people spending considerable amount of money in these cards from these sets that have base cards and inserts that are relatively worthless compared to a lot of other cards in the hobby. And so these are the factors that carry over between all sets that you ultimately want to look for if you're targeting any of the sets I mentioned in today's video. And one is scarcity. Scarcity is so important, guys. Simply put, the more rare the card is, the higher the spike in price can be. Ultimately, I think you should be looking for cards that are considered serial numbered, which they have the actual print run of the card labeled on the card. Or it can be an on-card autographed variation of card, which we know there are far fewer of. And so that leads me to my next point, and that's autographs and or memorabilia inserted within the card. And a lot of those come also with a serial number, but if they don't, that on-card autograph definitely holds a considerable weight within the hobby, makes a card much more desirable than a card without an on-card autograph, or with a card without an autograph, period. Now, do not put a lot of stock into jersey patch cards on their own. Some of them do look very cool, and the more colors that are in the patch, the more value this could add. These are typically serial numbered cards, so you can correlate that jersey patch with the serial number. A lot of these are RPAs or rookie patch autos, so they come with an autograph as well. But the ones that are just jersey patch without serial numbers, or just jersey patch by themselves, and maybe it's a fairly high serial number, be very cautious spending a lot of money in these cards. Almost none of these are game worn, guys. Most of these are going to be a jersey that the player barely touched at a rookie signing event hosted by Panini, and there's a reason why they do not have pictures or video from these events. You can see here, he's literally wearing like 30 jerseys at one time, and they're not even his jersey. These were Jeremy Shockey jerseys. Apparently they were practice jerseys, and they just told him to put all these on so they could say they were player worn, then they cut them up, and that's how they can have, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jersey patch cards. This decreases the potential value that these can go up to. Now, some of these are still very desirable because they have cool designs, because they have very limited serial numbers to them. Ultimately, that's what you're looking for. And so that leads to my last point, and that's ultimately you're looking for investing in cards that other people like to collect, cards that have eye appeal, aesthetics, that have desirability within the hobby. Because if you're investing in a card that nobody else likes to collect, you can't sell it for a profit whenever the player breaks out. Now, make sure you watch this entire video, because I want you to pick out the set that you wouldn't buy with my money and drop it in the comments below. And of course, if you're enjoying the video, hit that like button to let the YouTube algorithm know we're putting out good content here. All right, right off the bat, the first set I think you should avoid is Score Football. It marks the launch of a new NFL card season. Panini goes big with this set in a few different ways. The base set, the pack sizes, many of the design elements, they're all largely noticeable. And unless you are investing in their serial numbered autograph variations of this set, I would avoid it. And you can see that's reflected in the average sale price of their base cards for the most hyped players in the league right now, and the prices of their sealed product. Even at this price, you look at 61 different Joe Burrow cards in this set. I would say out of that, only about 20 of them are going to be profitable cards. And for Jamar Chase, you have 49 available cards for him in 2021. And out of that, I would say only a dozen or so of those are going to be profitable. So all in all, I would avoid Score altogether. All right, the next set is Panini Playoff with 52 total cards for Joe Burrow. 43 of them are inserts, and most of these are virtually worthless. There's only 21 of these that are serial numbered, all very low serial numbers, typically 50, 20, 10, or less. So the odds of you pulling one of these from a pack are very slim compared to the price of their retail. It is not worth it. You look at all of these inserts that do not have serial numbers and the base playoff cards, they go for dirt cheap on eBay. They are not profitable cards. You look at 2021 Jamar Chase, 51 total cards for him. 41 of those are inserts, and half of those inserts are all relatively worthless. None of them are profitable cards. So I say stay away from playoff because of all those base cards, and those base insert cards are worthless. They're not profitable. Only 22 serial numbered, all very rare, 50 or less. Very hard to pull those from packs and blaster boxes, so I would recommend you stay away from this product. Next up is Sage Hit. It's one of the season's first sets. It's licensed directly to the player, so it won't have team logos or trademarks. It focuses on the current draft prospect. The base cards and inserts are virtually worthless. However, it's also very heavy with autographs for each of its hobby and retail configurations. And so with this being the first set typically released for a player after they're drafted, I think it is liquid at the right price point, especially if this is a player that you feel is going to rise in fantasy drafts leading into their rookie season. However, if this is not a player that's going to break out to their second or third year, do not spend considerable amount of money in this set unless you're just a big fan and you want to collect their college cards, and then maybe go for an autograph one if you want it to hold some resemblance of value down the road. Even the serial number cards without an autograph are virtually worthless unless you get very, very rare ones. And so this is the same thing true with all of the Leaf products. We're talking Leaf Ultimate, Leaf Trinity, Leaf Metal, Leaf Flash of Greatness, Leaf Draft, Sage Aspire. These are all cards I think if you want to buy low on, target the autograph cards. Even with the serial number, I would try and go as rare as you possibly can, and do not spend considerable amount of money on these, because the chances are if this player does not break out within the first month of the season, you're going to have new products in their NFL uniform come out that's going to detract from the value of these cards, unless you're targeting those super rare autograph cards. Like we've seen in 2021, it's taken a considerable amount of time for the major releases of their NFL Pro uniform sets to come out, and so that's left cards from their college uniform autographed rareness to maintain their liquidity for it quite a while. So I want you guys to focus on that, and you can really double down on this and look at the National Treasures collegiate product, or the Immaculate collegiate product, or the Flawless collegiate product. Those are going to be your most liquid collegiate product sets. And you can also look at this year's Prism draft pick specifically. Their collegiate product this year is very nice because it carries the same design as the NFL Pro Prism product from 2021. We saw this last year with 2021 Chronicles draft picks. They had collegiate product that was made to look like the Pro uniform product, and this product did pretty well at the time because it was the only product available out, and it had a very nice design like the Pro product. I think it's flippable. Just don't expect that to hold value long term. Now, we want to look at some other sets. I think you should avoid their base cards like the plague, okay guys? Panini Instant, avoid their base cards, okay? Prestige Football, avoid those base cards. The Chronicles sets, avoid all of the base cards from the Chronicles sets. This is a place where collectors find several different brands under one umbrella, and you could get a variety of different cards, but the base cards from Chronicle are worthless, guys. The same thing with Panini Legacy, Panini Illusions, a lot of base inserts, a lot of even Patch cards and RPAs of those that are higher serial numbered are relatively worthless. Panini Luminance, which is a hobby only product. Panini's Rookies and Stars base cards are worthless. And Panini Elite, avoid those base cards. And last but not least, Panini Absolute, avoid those base cards. This is another product that's sold in retail configurations and is a major release. The kabooms are very liquid, very valuable, and some of the autographed and very short print serial numbered cards are very valuable, but the base cards are not profitable at all. They're very invaluable, and I would not waste your time investing in them whatsoever because they will not retain value long term. Alright guys, that's it for this video. We got a ton more information to break, when to list, when to buy, the whole 9 yards, the perfect price point you want to list your cards at, the perfect price point you want to buy in at, and all that kind of fun stuff. So make sure you subscribe, stay tuned. I'll see you in that next one. Peace.